You know, sometimes you just feel it, don't you? That little wobble getting out of a chair, the extra effort it takes to climb a single stair, or maybe that nagging ache after just a short walk. It's easy to feel like your legs are starting to have a mind of their own. Maybe not quite as eager or as strong as they used to be. We see it happening to friends, family, even ourselves. This slow, sometimes frustrating loss of strength and stability in our legs, it can make you worry about keeping your independence, about being able to do the things you love, even simple things like walking to the park or visiting the grandkids. But what if I told you that this doesn't have to be an inevitable slide? What if there was a simpler way to support your leg strength? Something foundational that can make a surprising difference. It's not about hours at the gym or complicated routines. Though staying active is always wonderful, it's about giving your body the right building blocks, the essential nutrients it needs to keep those leg muscles and bones working well. Year after year, think of it like keeping your favorite old car running smoothly. You need the right kind of fuel and maintenance. And for our bodies, especially as we get older, that fuel often comes in the form of key vitamins. In this video, we're going to talk about 6 specific vitamins that play an absolutely crucial role in keeping your legs strong, stable, and ready for action. Even as you near or pass that impressive milestone of 90 and beyond, these aren't miracle cures, but they are powerful allies in the fight against age-related weakness and frailty. Understanding them and making sure you get enough can make a real difference in how your legs feel and function every single day. So, stick with me, because we're about to dive into these essential nutrients. And watch to the end for something that will surprise you about just how effective these simple changes can be. Let's start with perhaps one of the most talked about vitamins when it comes to bone health. And for good reason. But its impact on leg strength goes much further than just bones. I'm talking about vitamin D. We often hear about vitamin D being the sunshine vitamin because our skin can produce it when exposed to sunlight. But getting enough sun, especially as we age or depending on where we live, can be tricky. And it's absolutely vital, not just for absorbing calcium, which we'll get to, but directly for muscle function. Low levels of vitamin D have been strongly linked to muscle weakness, particularly in the legs, and an increased risk of falls. Think about it. If your leg muscles aren't getting the signal properly or don't have the necessary support, they simply can't perform at their best. Vitamin D actually has receptors in muscle cells, meaning it directly influences how those muscles work. Imagine your muscles as a team of tiny workers. Vitamin D is like the manager making sure they get the right tools and instructions to do their job efficiently. Without a good manager, the team struggles. Similarly, without enough vitamin D, your muscle fibers can become weaker and less responsive. This is why you might feel that stiffness, that lack of power, or notice your balance isn't quite what it used to be. Studies have shown time and again that supplementing with vitamin D, especially in older adults who are deficient, can improve muscle strength and balance, thereby reducing the risk of those dreaded falls. Falls are a major concern as we age, and anything we can do to shore up our stability is incredibly valuable. So, how do you make sure you're getting enough vitamin D well? Sunlight is one source, but it's unpredictable and comes with its own risks like skin damage. Diet is another source, though fewer foods naturally contain significant amounts. Fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines are good options. Fortified foods are also common in many places. Things like milk, orange juice, and some cereals often have vitamin D added. But for many older adults, getting enough through diet and safe sun exposure alone is challenging. This is where a supplement can be a real game changer. It's important to talk to your doctor about the right dose for you, as they can check your levels and recommend what's best. They might suggest a daily supplement or a higher dose taken less frequently. Taking a vitamin D supplement, especially if your levels are low, isn't just about your bones. It's a direct investment in your leg muscle power and your ability to stay steady on your feet. Think of it as giving those muscle workers the manager they need to thrive, working hand in hand with vitamin D. And perhaps the most obvious nutrient when we think about strong bones supporting our legs is calcium. We all know calcium is essential for building and maintaining strong bones. Your bones are like the framework for your body. And healthy, dense bones in your legs, your femurs, tibias, and fibulas provide the solid foundation that your muscles need to work from. If the foundation is weak, everything else is compromised. Osteoporosis, a condition where bones become brittle and fragile, is a significant concern as we age, and it directly impacts leg strength and stability. A fall that might have just caused a bruise when you were younger could result in a serious fracture with weaker bones. But calcium isn't just about bones. It's also absolutely critical for muscle function. Muscle contraction, the very action that allows you to walk, stand, and move your legs, is triggered by calcium. When your brain sends a signal to your leg muscle, calcium rushes into the muscle cells, telling them it's time to contract. Without enough calcium, that signal isn't as effective, and your muscles can't contract as powerfully or efficiently. You might experience muscle cramps, weakness, or fatigue. So, getting enough calcium is a two-pronged approach to strong legs. It strengthens the bones that support you and helps the muscles that move you work properly. Now, how do you get calcium? Dairy products like milk, yogurt, and cheese are classic sources and often come fortified with vitamin D, making them a great combo. But if you're not a dairy fan or have dietary restrictions, there are plenty of other options. Leafy green vegetables like kale, broccoli, and collard greens are good sources, though you often need to eat larger quantities to get the same amount as dairy. Fortified plant-based milks like almond or soy milk, fortified orange juice, tofu set with calcium sulfate, and canned fish with bones like sardines are also excellent ways to boost your intake. Just like with vitamin D, absorbing calcium can become less efficient as we age, and certain medications can also interfere if you're concerned about meeting your calcium needs through diet alone. Especially if you have osteoporosis or osteopenia, talk to your doctor about whether a calcium supplement is right for you. They can advise on the type and dose that will be most beneficial. Always keeping in mind that getting nutrients from food first is usually the preferred route when possible. Ensuring you have adequate vitamin D will also help your body absorb the calcium you are taking in. Highlighting how these nutrients work together like a well-oiled machine for your legs. Moving on from the dynamic duo of vitamin D and calcium, let's talk about a group of vitamins that are often associated with energy, but their role in supporting leg strength through nerve function is equally important. I'm talking about the B vitamins, and specifically, vitamin B12. Vitamin B12 is absolutely essential for healthy nerve cells. Our nerves are like the electrical wiring that carries messages from our brain to our muscles, telling our legs when and how to move. If this wiring is damaged or not functioning correctly, the messages get scrambled or don't get through effectively. This can lead to symptoms like numbness, tingling, weakness, difficulty with coordination, and balance problems. All things that directly impact your ability to walk and use your legs confidently. As we get older, absorbing vitamin B12 from food can become more difficult. This is because stomach acid, which is needed to release B12 from the proteins in food, tends to decrease with age. Certain medications, like those for heartburn or diabetes, can also interfere with B12 absorption. This makes older adults particularly vulnerable to vitamin B12 deficiency, and the symptoms, like fatigue, weakness, and balance issues, can sometimes be mistaken for just getting old. But often, they are a sign that your nerves aren't getting the support they need. Adequate B12 helps maintain the protective sheath around nerve fibers, ensuring those messages travel quickly and clearly down to your leg muscles. It also plays a role in red blood cell formation, which carry oxygen to your muscles, helping them perform better and delay fatigue. Getting enough B12 usually comes from animal sources like meat, fish, eggs, and dairy. For vegetarians and vegans, It's crucial to get B12 from fortified foods like plant milks, cereals, or nutritional yeast or supplements, as plant foods don't naturally contain it. If you're over 50 or if you take certain medications, your doctor might recommend checking your B12 levels and possibly taking a supplement, either an oral pill or even injections in some cases if absorption is a major issue. Don't just dismiss leg weakness or balance problems as unavoidable signs of aging. It could be something as treatable as a vitamin B12 deficiency affecting your nerves and muscles. Getting your B12 levels right can feel like plugging a frayed wire back in. Suddenly, the connection is clear, and your legs respond better. Next up, let's revisit bone health with a vitamin that works closely with vitamin D and calcium vitamin K. While vitamin K is perhaps best known for its role in blood clotting, it's also absolutely vital for bone health. And strong bones are fundamental to strong legs. There are a couple of forms of vitamin K, K1 and K2. Vitamin K1 found mostly in leafy green vegetables like spinach, kale, and broccoli is primarily involved in clotting. Vitamin K2 found in fermented foods, certain cheeses, egg yolks, and meat plays a more direct role in bone health. Vitamin K2 helps guide calcium into your bones and keeps it out of places where it shouldn't be, like your arteries. It works by activating certain proteins that are essential for bone mineralization, basically helping the calcium settle into the bone structure properly, making it stronger and denser. Think of calcium and vitamin D as the building materials for your bones, and vitamin K2 as the foreman on the construction site, making sure those materials get to the right place and are used effectively. Without enough K2, even if you're getting plenty of calcium and vitamin D, your bones might not be as strong as they could be. This is particularly important for weight-bearing bones like those in your legs. Maintaining good bone density reduces the risk of fractures from falls, which are a major threat to independence. While the link between vitamin K and muscle strength isn't as direct as with vitamin D or B12, its crucial role in building the strong bony framework that supports your muscles is undeniable. Strong bones provide a stable base for powerful muscle action. Where can you find vitamin K as mentioned? K1 is abundant in green leafy vegetables. Eating a good serving of greens every day is a great way to get your K1. Vitamin K2 is a bit trickier to get from typical Western diets. It's found in things like natto, a fermented soybean dish, common in Japan, certain hard and soft cheeses, egg yolks, and liver. The bacteria in your gut can also produce some K2, but relying on that isn't always enough. If you're focusing on bone health, especially alongside calcium and vitamin D, it's worth considering ways to increase your vitamin K intake, particularly K2. Again, discussing this with your doctor is wise, especially if you are on blood-thinning medication like warfarin, as vitamin K can interact with it. But for most people, increasing dietary sources of K1 and K2 is a safe and beneficial step towards stronger bones and, consequently, stronger legs. Let's turn our attention to another essential nutrient that plays a vital role in muscle function and nerve signaling: potassium. You might think of potassium mainly in relation to heart health or preventing cramps. And while it's crucial for those, its importance for your leg muscles is profound. Potassium is an electrolyte, which means it carries an electrical charge when dissolved in body fluids. These electrical signals are what allow your nerves to communicate with your muscles and tell them when to contract and relax. Proper nerve signaling and muscle contraction are absolutely fundamental to walking, balance, and any movement involving your legs. Low levels of potassium, a condition called hypokalemia, can cause muscle weakness, fatigue, and debilitating muscle cramps, particularly in the legs. Imagine your muscles are like rechargeable batteries, and potassium is a key part of the chemical process that allows them to charge and discharge effectively. Without enough potassium, the battery runs low, and the muscle can't perform its job strongly or smoothly. It can also affect nerve signals, leading to that feeling of weakness or difficulty controlling your leg movements precisely. This is why you often hear about athletes eating bananas to prevent cramps. Bananas are a good source of potassium, Getting enough potassium is usually straightforward through a balanced diet. Rich sources include fruits like bananas, oranges, and cantaloupe, vegetables like potatoes, especially with the skin, sweet potatoes, spinach, and broccoli, legumes like beans and lentils, and dairy products like milk and yogurt. However, certain medications, particularly diuretics often prescribed for high blood pressure, can cause the body to lose potassium, making deficiency a risk for many older adults. Excessive sweating, vomiting, or diarrhea can also deplete potassium levels. If you're experiencing muscle weakness or cramps, and especially if you're on medications that affect electrolytes, it's a good idea to talk to your doctor about your potassium intake and potentially getting your levels checked. While supplements are available, they should generally only be taken under medical supervision, as too much potassium can also be harmful. Focusing on getting plenty of potassium-rich foods throughout the day is the best approach to keeping your leg muscles firing on all cylinders and preventing those frustrating cramps. Finally, let's look at a vitamin that acts as a protector for your muscle cells: vitamin E. Vitamin E is a powerful antioxidant. Think of antioxidants as tiny bodyguards that protect your cells from damage caused by unstable molecules called free radicals. These free radicals are produced naturally as part of your body's processes, but they can also be increased by factors like stress, pollution, and inflammation over time. This damage, known as oxidative stress, can affect various tissues, including your muscles. In your leg muscles, oxidative stress can contribute to weakness, fatigue, and slower recovery after activity. Vitamin E helps to neutralize these free radicals, shielding your muscle cells from this kind of damage. This protection can help maintain the integrity and function of your muscle fibers, potentially slowing down age-related muscle decline. While vitamin E might not have the same direct impact on bone strength or nerve signaling as some of the other vitamins we've discussed, its role in preserving muscle health at a cellular level is an important piece of the puzzle for maintaining overall leg strength and function as you get older. Think of it as helping your muscle cells stay resilient and less prone to wear and tear. Getting enough vitamin E is usually achievable through diet, as it's found in many common foods. Excellent sources include nuts and seeds like almonds, sunflower seeds, and walnuts, vegetable oils like sunflower, safflower, and wheat germ oil, spinach, broccoli, and fortified cereals. It's a fat-soluble vitamin, meaning it's best absorbed when eaten with some fat. While vitamin E supplements are available, getting this antioxidant from whole foods is generally recommended, as foods contain a complex mix of nutrients that work together. Plus, getting your nutrients from foods like nuts and seeds offers other benefits, like healthy fats and fiber. As with any supplement, especially at higher doses, it's important to talk to your doctor before starting vitamin E, as it can interact with certain medications, particularly blood thinners. But incorporating vitamin E-rich foods into your daily meals is a simple and delicious way to give your leg muscles some extra protection. So, there you have it. 6 key vitamins that are like the unsung heroes for keeping your legs strong and reliable as the years go by. We talked about vitamin D and calcium, the essential building blocks for strong bones and powerful muscle contractions. We looked at vitamin B12, crucial for the healthy nerves that send clear messages to your muscles. We explored vitamin K, particularly K2, making sure calcium gets where it needs to go in your bones. We discussed potassium, the electrolyte that keeps your muscle contractions working smoothly and prevents those pesky cramps. And finally, vitamin E, the protector shielding your muscle cells from damage. It might sound like a lot to keep track of, but the good news is that focusing on a varied, nutrient-rich diet is the best first step for most of these. Things like making sure you get enough leafy greens, enjoying some fish, including nuts and seeds, and considering fortified foods can go a long way. And for some, especially for vitamin D and B12, where absorption can be an issue with age. Supplements, guided by your doctor, can fill in the gaps. Remember, these vitamins aren't individual players. They work together in a symphony to keep your body, including your legs, functioning well. They support your bones, power your muscles, and ensure your nerves are communicating clearly. Thinking about these simple nutritional building blocks is a powerful way to take control of your health and maintain your independence. It's easy to feel discouraged when you notice changes in your strength or balance, but knowing that there are tangible, actionable steps you can take can be incredibly empowering. You don't have to accept weakening legs as just part of getting old. By paying attention to these vital vitamins, you're giving your body the best possible chance to stay strong and capable. Imagine being able to walk further than you could last year, feeling more stable on stairs, or simply having the energy and confidence to get up and move without a second thought. These aren't just pipe dreams. They are achievable goals when you support your body from the inside out. Making small, consistent changes to your diet or discussing potential supplements with your doctor can have a ripple effect on your overall well-being and your ability to enjoy life to the fullest. Which of these vitamins are you already focusing on? Are there any you hadn't thought about before in terms of leg strength? I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Sharing what's worked for you can help others in our community. And if you found this information helpful, please give the video a like. It really helps us reach more people who could benefit from these tips. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, so you don't miss out on future videos aimed at helping you live your healthiest, happiest life at every age. Remember, age is just a number when you're giving your body the support it needs. You've got this. Live your best life at every age.